I just wanna say I'm not a sharpshooter, so I'm using the hip attack. I mean, they are standing still, so why not give it a few? Pretty decent, to be fair, considering that's one of the tankiest units in the game in steel pat 210 level. Not gonna lie, but these Tennocon drops, they are very lovely. And since it's Saryn and the AX52, I'm gonna present you 3 builds for the AX using Saryn, and one of the builds will be 100% up whenever you play Saryn with it, and I have 2 alternative ones for depending if you love to do the headshots or you don't. I already made video on Saryn, so I will lead you to those at the end of the video, and you can check out those. She is by far one of my favorites, and she makes every single weapon godlike. Like, this is one Warframe you can stick forever with. She is just glorious, insane, and one of the top tier, one of the best, and I don't care. For the first build, we're gonna go with the hip-fired shots with the ammo efficiency. The build's gonna be pretty similar though, but I just wanna point out from the beginning, stabilizer, this is my personal preference. I hate recoil, so I unlock the Exidus and I put Naramon on it. But if you don't mind, you don't have to, like, this is just personal preference. And primary deathhead for the headshot multiplier, and also for the recoil. If you're using the hip-fired shot, you can swap it to Merciless for the reload, because the reload's 2 seconds, pretty nasty. So Merciless will do just fine if you're using the hip shot fired style. And one more thing, very important, we need nourish. Like, we don't really have monsters for the viral, so we need to supply it by using nourish. But this is one of the most used helminths, one of the best, very good energy economy with it, so I think most people will be very fine with it. And we start off with galvanized chamber, and the other one, cause we're gonna use it in every single build. Hunter munitions, some critical mods with bladed rounds, like double 120 critical damage, why not? And of course, for the hip shot fire style, we use prime thread for the fire rate and punch through, since we're gonna have a very nice ammo efficiency. This is not very endgame weapon, and we shouldn't be testing it on such a tanky unit, but I thought to myself, well, why not? We're gonna test it on the Exogoxat officers with using just the nourish on Saryn. And we're gonna start off with trying to get some primary deathhead. Or maybe it's gonna be better with the ammo efficiency from the hip. Imagine getting a single... Oh, first deathhead. I mean, I prefer it so much more than the other one. Like, the ammo efficiency is just so crazy good. Remember, it's just nourish, and that's like the tankiest thing I can think of to spawn. Pretty decent. For a free weapon with Catalyst installed and AK-47 wipe to the full, pretty decent. And now for the headshot build, I also got deathhead and stabilizer for the no recoil, but that's personal, remember. And I just use galvanized scope instead of prime thread. Even though I pretty much hate that mod, it is still like the best pick for this. It will give us insane amount of crit. And let's see it, same unit, same time only nourish. I mean, those headshots gonna be way easier to land if you have like no recoil. Look at that. Like, the weapon baseline is very accurate, so you're gonna have easy time landing the headshots without the recoil. But what do I know? I'm pretty bad at shooting. And I would have to disable the numbers, like numbers always cover everything. But the ammo efficiency is so much better for me, at least. If you target any like infested or any like less armored units, it's just gonna disappear. Just the problem is infested and headshotting is... Oh, this guy flopped. Well, if you have some outside source of some extra crit, we're gonna go to the like red crits with exclamation mark territory. Then I would completely forgot that we're using a little helper without any priming capabilities. That's why we're using Nourish. But we're using Wyrm without assault mode with negate, guardian, vacuum, primed animal instincts, and of course the most important, reinforced bond, tenacious bond, with the calculated redirection to get this one working. Also on the rifle uses, we have Riven for the crit, and the rest of the Vigilante mods. That's why our single Vigilante mods gives us 20% chance to get the tier upgrade on the crit. And you don't have to use Prime Laser Rifle if you don't have Riven. I think it was Volclock that had the 35% crit. So a single crit mod and you're gonna have the 50% for the Tenacious Bond. You could also be using the Mechadog primer, the best primer in the game, by a high margin. You will just be losing the Vigilante mods crit, and I don't want to do that myself. That's why I'm sticking with the Wyrm. But if you prefer priming with everything, especially if you have Nourish, just putting Corrosive on the Mechadog and you get nearly all of the status effects you would ever need. And for Saryn herself, well, the build is a bit different because we do have Viral, because we do not focus on the crit that much, nor on the fire rate, nor on the style we're gonna be using to shoot with it. We just go simple multi-shot, status, and damage per status. I always stick with the Amalgam Serration for her mold speed up and the sprint it provides. Just 2 crit mods, Viral Source, Vigilante to get our critical enhance probability, Stabilizer as well, but I have a little bit recoil here because I'm using Primary Blight, since Saryn is easily allowing us to use this. So that's how we get some extra crit damage and multi-shot. So if you're using Saryn, you can use this. And we're swapping away from Nourish and Arcane Rage to always with Avenger, with Acceleration and Roar, since we're gonna have Viral already anyway. And this way we get damage to Orokin, we get Venom Dose for Corrosive to damage to Greeneer, we get our crazy better version of Slash, which is Toxic Lash, and Roar to double dip it all. And since I'm saying Toxin is better than Slash if it's Saryn, it's because we get access to full armor strip. And some Toxin status effect damage increases from the Emerald Archon shards. But at the end I will leave the video to my previous build for Saryn because I already made video for Saryn. She's one of my favorite, and getting her from Tennocon, if you didn't have her before, you are all blessed. This is one of the most fun Warframes in the game. And I'm personally using it only as a weapon platform, weapon buffer, because Spores, if you have another Saryn, and now for some time there will be a lot of Saryn players, this is the only way to nerf Saryn is another Saryn, because Spores interaction, when there's 2 Saryns using it just fucks one of the Saryns. So I just keep the way I prefer it anyway, as a weapon platform. And first, let's take a look how it looks like when there is no Saryn buffs involved. Yeah, we don't have 100 munitions, so the damage is completely awful. But Saryn is made to enable any weapon in the game to be good. And the difference is just insane. You can't even compare those 2 weapons now. Like, you can literally drop out Viral and play with Nourish on Saryn instead Roar. If you wanna put Wildfire and primed magazine wrap, so you have even more ammo for the hip shoot. Actually, let's see how it's gonna look like with some extra ammo instead of the Viral, and let's go back to... We actually don't take damage, so we're gonna have some benefit from the Rage. Let's see the difference if we... Ooh, I will have to take out Stabilizer for now, that's painful. So we have 70 ammo now, no Viral, but we have Nourish, so we have Viral again, we just don't have the Roar. But Roar is by far the best for Saryn, like, that Toxin becomes pretty stupid. Oh my god. I mean, you can kinda shoot forever now. Well, her Toxin is guaranteed. It doesn't base on the status chance, so... I don't know, I kinda prefer it with Roar. Roar is just a powerhouse, like Roar and Nourish are the easiest ways to increase your damage. But for something like Saryn, that is such a crazy Toxin, status effect guaranteed, I don't think you can really argue with going for Viral Roar. she just provides everything you need because you put viral on your weapon. She buffs like corrosive. She gets roar for the double dip, and she has toxin. If you have 2 Archon shards for 4 armor strip, this becomes just like slash. Like there's no armor anymore. But it's so much stronger, it's insane. Like it's not even comparable, especially because of the extra 3 for its damage. 44, 40, 45. So I'm sorry, not 44, 45 times 3. Insanity. Like, build that Saryn you got the way I did. Don't play spores because it's made to annoy people. Like, if you have 2 Saryns, so many times one of them just wants to leave. And the other one just leaves. So I highly suggest you to try like full duration, strength, just buff from time to time, and enjoy. But well, that's all from me for now. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave like, comment, share, and subscribe for me, please. And as always, see ya in the next one.